everyone, this is Langley with Langley's Yoga Life, and today I am here to guide you through a practice fit perfectly for beginners. I really hope you enjoy it. If you do, make sure that you give me a big like, big thumbs up, and subscribe to my channel as well. And go ahead, find yourself on your mat, and I'll meet you there. Alright everyone, so we have found ourselves in a nice spot on our mat, so go ahead and just come to a seat, however you want that seat to be. With your hands resting down, go ahead and start to close your eyes here and just start to take a few breaths. Listening to your body, listening to your breath, listening to what it's telling you right now. And we're going to go ahead and just start to find a few movements here with our breath. So let's just start to roll the shoulders. And some circles with the shoulders here. Noticing what you feel. And then when you're ready, we're going to switch direction. Listening to what it's telling you. And now let's go ahead and let's bring it back into center. Now we're going to go ahead and start to find some circles with the neck now. So you can start with whatever direction you want to start on. Notice if you hear any popping or cracking sounds. Just observe that. And then we're going to switch direction once again. Let's keep it real slow here. Let's go ahead and let's come back to center. Perfect. So go ahead, on an inhale, we're going to reach the arms up high. And then let's bring the palms together and bring it down to heart center. Exhale. Inhale, reach it up. And exhale down to heart center. We're going to do that one more time. So lift the arms up high. This time, we're going to interlace the fingers. Go ahead and start to bend at the elbow. We're going to have the hands placed just right behind the head here. And let's go ahead and bring this right elbow down, gazing up to the left. Just a real gentle side stretch here. And then inhale back to center. And then over to the left side now. Gaze goes to the right. And inhale. We're going to do it one more time on both sides. Exhale right. Inhale center. And exhale left. Now back to center. Cool, so from here, we're going to go ahead once again, inhale the hands up. And then this time we're going to bring the right hand down and stretch it over to the right once again. This time going just a little bit deeper than that first side stretch. Notice if you want to move around in any kind of way, go for it. Listen to your body. Really feeling that side stretch in the left side here. And then let's inhale, bring it up. And now over to the left side. Left hand comes down, right arm reaches up and over. Notice if your right knee is wanting to start to come up off of the mat. If so, really ground through that knee. And if that means lift up a little bit more, that is okay, no problem. Listen to your body here. Hugging the belly inwards. Finding whatever little movements you want to take. And let's inhale, bring it up. And exhale the hands back down to heart center. Beautiful. From here, let's go ahead and find ourselves in a tabletop position. So in tabletop, you're going to have the wrists directly underneath the shoulders. Knees are going to be right in line with the hips here. And go ahead and find yourself really pressing away from the mat. So engaging through the whole body. You're drawing the belly inwards. You're pressing away from the mat here. Let's go ahead and just take a few breaths. Just in this tabletop. Spine nice and long. And from here, we're going to go ahead and we're going to find ourselves in our first balance of the day, spinal balance. So go ahead and just start by sending this right leg out long. Now you want to check in with the hips. Notice if the right hip wants to immediately come out. You want to keep the hips nice and square here. Top of the foot facing downwards. And whenever you are ready, we're going to start to extend the left hand forward. Engaging the core, drawing the belly in. You can gaze right down at the mat, or if you want to start to bring the gaze up to the fingertips, go for it. Whatever you feel in your body right now. We're going to take just a few more breaths here. And now let's go ahead and let's bring it down. And we're going to switch sides. So now, find where you're comfortable, and then we're going to extend the left leg out. Once again, checking in with the hip, and also checking in with that right foot. Notice if the foot is starting to want to go in towards the left side. You want to keep it nice and in line with the knee here. Still pressing away from your yoga mat. And when you're ready, go ahead and start to send the right fingertips forward. Notice that we're on the ground, but this is still most definitely a balance. So if you're wobbling around a little bit, that's perfectly fine. That's no problem at all. Just really try to connect when you find that wobble and know that it's okay. And let's go ahead and bring it down. Whew, cool. Now we're going to go just one step further. We're going to get back into this final balance, and we're going to make our way into a tiger pose from there. So this time, we're going to extend the right leg out. Left arm goes forward. You can stay in this spinal balance if you like, or if you want to go ahead and start to bend this back knee. And with the front arm, you can go ahead and start to bring it around towards the back, maybe touching the foot. This is also a good time if you have a strap or a rag or anything that you can bring around that foot and grab onto that instead of the foot. That's perfectly fine. That's a really great way of helping you get there. Checking in, making sure that the chest is nice and lifted. Finding that balance. Let's take one more breath. And then go ahead, exhale, bring it down. Cool, now same thing on the other side. Extend the left leg out. Right arm reaches forward. Hugging the belly in. Start to bend this back knee. Reach the arm behind you. Maybe grabbing onto the foot. Listening to your breath. Listening to your body. Notice if you're starting to shift forward. If so, really, once again, connect. Press away from the mat. And lift the chest. That'll really help you find that lift in the posture as well. One more breath here. And drop it down. Beautiful. Now go ahead, start to curl the toes under. And we're going to send the hips up high to our first down dog of the day. Let this be a slow movement if you want it to be. Spreading through the fingertips. And then we're going to go ahead and just pedal the feet out a little bit. So bending at the knees. Taking whatever little movements you like here. If you feel like you're in a little bit of a plank posture instead of down dog, then really think about sending those hips back just a little bit more. If you need to bend the knees, that is okay. Take just a few moments wherever you are. Now from here, we're going to go ahead and start to look forward and walk the feet up to meet the hands. Hanging out in ragdoll. So grabbing onto opposite elbows, let the head rest down. Keep the knees bent if they need to be. And just rock a little side to side. And I think that this is actually one of my favorite poses. It's a pose that I get into a lot. Just because I think the body just really needs that release a lot of times. And when you're happy, go ahead and start to roll the body back up. Shake it out once you get there. Take whatever little movements you need to. And then let's go ahead and we're going to get into one sun salutation A and one sun salutation B. And I'll walk you through it. So go ahead, you can have the feet flush together or hip distance apart, whatever you feel more balanced with. For me, that'll be with my feet flush together. And on an inhale, let's go ahead and let's send the fingertips up high to the sky. Big inhale here. And exhale, we're gonna start to hinge at the hips. Think about lowering down with the chest. Folding into this forward fold. So the hands can go just as far down as they want to go. If they don't touch the feet, if they don't touch the mat, that is perfectly fine, wherever you are today. Just observe that. And be grateful for wherever you are. From here, let's go ahead. Inhale, halfway lift. Now your halfway lift may look like palms at the thighs, palms at the shins, or fingertips down at the mat. Wherever you are today, wherever your hands are, make sure that you keep that nice lift in the chest. That is how you get to that halfway lift. Keeping the chest lifted and the spine nice and long. So big inhale here. Go ahead, plant the palms, and let's step the feet back to plank. I'll give you the option. If you want to have your knees down for plank, go for it. We're all gonna find ourselves in the same spot. So wherever you are, let's go ahead and lower all the way down to the belly. Tops of the feet can come onto the mat. We're gonna inhale, roll the shoulder blades back and down, lift the chest, baby cobra. And from here, curl the toes under, and we're gonna start to peel ourselves up off of the mat, back into downward facing dog. If down dog is not your jam, you can also always come back into that tabletop if you like. And let's just take a few breaths here. Down dog is always just a good time to reconnect. Take one more breath. And let's go ahead and walk the feet up. Inhale to your version of halfway lift. And exhale, forward fold, just as low as the body wants you to go. Now inhale, start to send the arms up high. And exhale the hands to heart center. Beautiful. Now we're going to go ahead and get into Sun Salutation B. It's very similar to Sun Salutation A. It's just got a few little things added in. So go ahead from here, instead of starting at standing, we're going to start on our first inhale into chair pose or Utkatasana. So go ahead, start to bend the knees, sink the hips, and inhale, keeping the chest lifted. We're going to reach the arms up high. Big breath in, and then exhale, fold it down, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift, your version. Plant the palms, and let's go ahead and step the feet back, plank. Once again, if you want to get into the variation with the knees down, go for it. From here, let's lower down. Inhale, lift the chest, baby cobra. And exhale, down dog. From here, we're going to pivot this left foot to an angle. Bring this right foot up to meet the right hand. Knee right over the ankle here. Lift the chest. Inhale, reach the arms up high. Warrior one on the right side. And then let's go ahead, start to bring hands back down. That left heel is going to come up, and the right leg goes back. And let's lower. Inhale, lift maybe upward facing dog here. And exhale, down dog. Now same thing on the other side. Pivoting the right foot, left foot comes up. Checking in with the hips, checking in with that front knee. Go ahead and lift the chest, bring the arms up high. Big inhale. And on the exhale, hands come back down. Let's send this left foot back. Now I did walk you through it last vinyasa, but I'm going to now. So if you want to lower all the way down to the belly, you can. Or if you want to lower to chaturanga, hovering right over the mat, really engaging the core, go for it. Inhale to baby cobra or upward facing. And find ourselves back all together in downward facing. Take a few breaths. Acknowledge where you are. All right, from here, let's go ahead and start to walk the hands back up. Inhale to your version of halfway lift. And then exhale, forward fold. Now back into chair pose, sink the hips down. Inhale, reach the arms up high. And back to standing. Beautiful, go ahead and shake it out a little bit. And from here, we're gonna go ahead and start to make our way into a balance. This balance is called dancer pose. It's a really fun one, and it can be challenging. So just know that, but don't take yourself too seriously. Is it kitty cat? All right, so from here, let's go ahead, just take a moment to look down at your feet. Tell them hello. Give them some love and appreciation for all that they do for you. And for a moment, we're just gonna send the toes up off of the mat. Now what this does is it just helps you find the four corners of the feet, holding you up like a tripod. Now I actually like to do this a lot in my poses, and it's become kind of one of those things that I don't even really notice, but it helps me a lot find that balance. So it's really good to do that every now and then, just to reconnect and ground. Now from here, let's go ahead. We're gonna start with the right leg. Let's bring this right leg up, so bending at the knee. Take a few moments just to find your balance. Now with finding your balance, you want to find a place directly in front of you and just stare into it like you have laser pointed eyes, burning a hole into whatever you're looking at. That'll help you even more to find that balance. Check in with your hips. Notice if that right hip is wanting to come out. Go ahead, keep them nice and square. And from here, let's grab a hold onto this right knee. And we're gonna start to bring the knee out over to the right. This just helps to open up the hips here. If you like really testing the balance, you can switch the gaze over to the left. Now coming back into the center, bring the knee into center as well, and then let's drop it down. Woo. Okay, cool. Shake out the left leg a little bit if you need to. And now from here, same thing on the left side. So go ahead and bend this left knee. Go ahead, bring it up. You want the thigh to be parallel to the end of the mat. Having the hands wherever you want them to be. Take a few breaths, find that place that you want to stare into. Check in with that right foot. Still finding those four corners, holding you up. From here, we're gonna go ahead with the left hand grab onto the knee, and we're gonna bring it out to the left. Checking in with the hips, listening to your body. You can bring the gaze over to the right if you want to challenge that balance even more. Now let's go ahead and start to bring it back into center and drop it down. Cool. Now let's once again shake it out, do a little dance, and then from here. Now I'm gonna face this way. We're just gonna go ahead, let's bring this right knee up once again. And then from here, we're gonna maybe grab a hold onto the ankle. So if you need to shift it just a little bit more forward, that's okay. And finding that balance. And then let's go ahead and we're gonna send this left arm up to the sky. From here, you can go ahead and start to shift the knee down. And if this is where you wanna stay, that is perfectly fine. If you want to move forward, go ahead. We're gonna start to shift our chest forward and bring the leg back. So that left arm is gonna be right in front of your gaze. Drawing the abdominals in. And then let's go ahead and start to shift back down. Woo! Beautiful. Shake it out. And now we're gonna go ahead and switch sides. So send this left knee up. Once again, you can work on grabbing a hold onto the ankle. We're going to send the right fingertips up high to the sky. And same thing, go ahead, you can bring that foot back. Same here if you like, or if you want to go ahead and start to stretch it out. Reaching the fingertips forward. That leg goes back behind you. And know that this is a balance. So you never want to take yourself too seriously, but definitely not in standing balances. So it's okay if you fall down. Like I just did. It's okay. It happens. We're going to take one more breath here. And start to bring it back into center. Beautiful, you did it. Shake it out. And now from here, let's go ahead. Let's inhale, reach the fingertips up high to the sky. Maybe creating a little mini back bend if you like. And then we're going to go ahead and exhale, forward fold all the way down. Finding whatever variation of a forward fold you want to take. If you want to go back into ragdoll, grabbing onto opposite elbows, go for it. Maybe a reverse ragdoll. Fingertips down the mat. Just wherever you want to be. Take one full breath wherever you are. And from here, let's plant the palms. We're going to start to bend the knees, sink the hips down, and then we're going to come into a seat. So go ahead, stretching the legs right out in front of you. Go ahead and you can just bounce the knees up and down, doing whatever little movements feel good. And then from here, let's inhale, reach the arms up high to the sky. And on an exhale, we're going to go ahead and start to shift forward, hinging at the hips, finding ourselves in a forward fold. Once again, if the hands don't touch your feet today, that is no problem at all. It's about the journey, not the destination. I know it's a super yoga thing to say, but it's true. Taking a few breaths wherever you are. And let's go ahead and start to lift back up. And from here, we're going to make our way onto our backs. However you want to get there. Start to hug the knees in towards your chest. Giving yourself a big hug. Rock a little side to side if that feels good. And then from here, let's go ahead. We are going to extend both legs up high to the sky. And we're going to bend this right knee. Let's go ahead and bring the right ankle right over that left thigh. Bending the left knee. Go ahead and hug the arms around that left thigh and hug it in. Just a real gentle tug, listening to your breath. And then from here, we're going to go ahead and start to move this figure four over to the left side. So dropping the legs over to the left, reaching the arms out to a T or cactus arms with the elbows bent, and just gaze over to the right side. You can start to let the eyes close if you like. Now let's go ahead and bring it back into center. Extending both legs up high to the sky. And now same thing on the other side. So go ahead and bend this left knee. Bring the ankle over to the right thigh. Bend the right knee. And go ahead and start to hug it in. You can go ahead and release the hands, and from here we're going to move it over to the right side, letting the gaze go over to the left. Take a few moments here. Now back into center. Let's go ahead and release both legs. And from here, we're going to extend them out long to the edge of the mat, opening up your palms right down by your side. Allowing the eyes to close if they aren't already. All together, let's take one full inhale in, squeezing every single muscle possible. Holding your breath at the top. And then on your exhale, fully releasing everything into your mat. Finding your final posture of class, your Shavasana. You can stay in this Shavasana for however long that you need or that you want. Know that it's okay to let your body rest if it needs it. It's always a good thing. If you are just working a little bit too hard sometimes, we can get caught up in life and that can happen. So it's good to let your body and your mind just rest. I want to thank you all so much for joining me in this practice today. For all of you that may be new to yoga, or some people that have been doing yoga for a long time. Thank you all for trusting me and teaching you this practice today. Namaste.